Hey guys, this is Kuze from the Contraband Esports Network. Today I'm bringing you a Starcraft 1v1 between EGL DRA playing Zerg, and up here we got DuckloadRa playing Protoss, one of the best Protoss players in the game today. Today I am actually joined by a co-commentator, Octopus Rum. Rum, how are you doing today, buddy? How's it going?
I'm doing great, Kuze. How you been, man?
I'm doing alright, man. Doing
Nice,
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
We got a pretty fresh game for you folks today. It's on Tal'Darim Altar. It's a pretty popular map. It's well known for its early expansions because of this really long rush distance and massive open areas, and a pretty easy choke. So it should be interesting to see. And yeah, as you can see, we got that forward pylon coming up for DuckloadRa.
Yeah, DuckloadRa getting that pylon out early. Meanwhile, Draw, nothing too crazy going on for either of them. Although we do the draw, we do see. Well, they got we got Draw versus Raw. That's kind of frustrating, isn't it? But we got DuckloadRa coming down here with an not an early probe, but he's gonna get sight early. He picked the right base here, and he almost ran from it actually. But now he's in here. He sees there's no simulators yet on those Vespian geysers. Nothing too crazy here. No 8 pools. Nothing he has to be concerned about in the short term. So he's just gonna go ahead and mine a mineral and I don't know, hang out. Rod doesn't seem very concerned with it either. I don't know. He's got his Overlord out and he's not going the right way at all. So.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm interested to see what DuckloadRa does with this forward pylon here. My guess would be he's going for an early expo of some kind. He hasn't built any buildings yet, and we're at 16 supplies.
It's not forward enough that he's going to be able to warp in anything late game that's going to harass Ra near his base. It's not like he built something, you know, in the base or anything crazy like that. Anyway, we see Ra now with a 15 spawn pool coming up. He just canceled the Vespian geyser, so he could be going for some early Zerglings potentially, Rum.
That's a negative there, Ghost Rider. He's gonna be throwing down that hatch right as he gets 300 minerals.
And actually, if you look up at Ra, he's matched him there with. They both got early expansions. Got a forge coming in from Ma, which is interesting because he doesn't have any gateways, so maybe gonna defend that early expansion with some photon cannons.
And no gas yet for either player, so we're definitely looking at a macro style game here as we get that first gateway coming up at 17 supplies. So yeah, definitely going to be going for the macro style, both these players.
It is a big map, obviously, so it's difficult to see Ra. Now seeing that expansion, he was going to put a pylon there actually to try and slow it down, but he was too late getting there. But he'll know it's there now. Meanwhile, Ra, not really, Draw rather. Not really. He didn't really scout yet. He doesn't really know what's going on, so he's setting up a drone right now. It's going to be a little bit late. It's going to give an advantage to Ra right now. I'm going to call him Duckload because just make things easier.
Why don't you just call him fucking White Ra like everyone else? Well, I mean, I guess.
I mean, yeah. All right, call him White Ra.
Duckload. Get the Duckload on your face. Looks like these Zerglings chasing after this little probe here. Are they going to get him before they get in range of this photon cannon?
He doesn't have any more shield. He's down to 15, down to 10. Now they got another fight in there. But that cannon is going to be enough defense, and Draw right now knows that that's there because he's got a drone up in this base, all up in the base.
All up in this bitch.
And it's interesting, you see Ra is already starting to populate that mineral line at his natural expansion, and he doesn't even have his second assimilator up at his main, so. And he's also opting to wall off part of this with a cybernetics core. It's a nice wall there. It's going to give him, it's going to force Draw to basically go around it.
Idra. You know what I found interesting is that neither of these players decided to Maynard any of their drones out into the natural, which is when you take half your drones from your main base and put them over to your natural, so you maximize that mining, and it also allows you to just spawn the workers at their bases respectively throughout the course of the game. Yeah. But neither of them choosing to do that is actually, we got some real interesting shit going on over here.
Oh my goodness. We see some cybernetics warp gate research coming out as well, and obviously Zealot just killed one of those Zerglings, and that is he's setting Zealot down as well. And also we see Draw getting a natural expansion down here as well. So now he's gonna have 3 expansions, and if Ra, or if what are we gonna call him, White Ra, if he doesn't see that, he's gonna be at a serious disadvantage in terms of minerals.
Oh, he's already seen it. He's actually got vision of it. He tried to block it with a pylon, in fact, and couldn't quite get it. But he does have knowledge of that at least, and it'll be interesting to see what he does. Oh, and he throws down the Stargate for the quick reply. Nice, walled up Expo into Stargate.
He's got
Classic
2 of
move.
them too. He's got 2 of them, so he's going to be going heavy on those potentially, if he uses them correctly. He's also got a Zealot down here. He's not going to engage this hatchery with one Zealot. He knows that those Zerglings would come and probably kill it pretty easily. He got 2 Zerglings now coming in from Dra rather. He is heading towards this wall, and I don't really know what he's going to do with this. He's going to have to really mass up some units before he can get in here.
Yeah, there's not a chance he's getting anywhere near that base. And with these 2 Stargates coming in, I'll be interested to see whether he's going for Phoenixes or Void Races. Both are very dangerous against the Zerg, especially one who's just getting a Roach Warren. He's got no anti-air of any kind. He's just starting to morph up his lair and get some more Lings, just about to finish Ling speed. And he's going for the Void Race, and I'm not sure what Idra's going to be able to do about this.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be at a serious disadvantage here, and he's going to have to hope that his mineral advantage right now is going to give him the edge, but he really needs to do something quickly. He's got an evolution chamber coming. That's not really going to help him. He needs to get Hydralisks from. He really needs them.
Yeah, well, at least the evo chamber will allow him to get some Spore Crawlers, which will oh, yep, and that Overlord he sent in, sacked it, did scout the Stargate, so he will see these Void Rays before they come into his base, and he does have that Evo chamber up, so
actually,
yeah,
if you take a look at
spores coming up at every single mineral line.
And if you take a look at his vision, though, he's only seen one of the Stargates. So, I mean, it doesn't drastically change the fact that he needs some anti-air quickly, but he doesn't know to what extent he's actually in for it right now. And all he's doing really is sending these Zerglings around, looking for a 3rd expansion. He knows that Natural's there, obviously, but he can't really get through this wall. And it's got to be said, Ra done a great job there with that wall. He's got a really nice setup there with the photon cannon behind the forge and the gateway.
It's pretty ideal, but here we go. 2 Void Rays coming into the 3rd base of Idra. He's got 2 on that Queen, but he has 2 Queens and a Spore Crawler, so we probably
he's also got a Phoenix joining the battle there.
Oh shit.
The Phoenix could set up one of those, but he has not.
Oh, those Queens are getting low. He's trying to force him into that Spore Crawler. Here comes a 3rd Queen. 4th Queen, but the Queens are off creep. Oh, but he does manage to pick up one of the Void Rays. That is really clutch.
Yeah,
and he's got some Roaches really here for absolutely nothing.
And we see the Phoenix, he's sort of using it to scout, actually. He's sort of just hitting that Overlord, not doing too much. Those Void Rays hanging out. He didn't do a great job charging them up in that last encounter. It's got to be said, you got to charge up those Void Ray beams. And there we go, using the Phoenix to pick up one of those Queens, the other one running as opposed to trying to transfuse it maybe to save it. But it's a pretty good move right there from Duckload. He is now just going to get that assimilator down, charging up his beams correctly this time. Although he's going to let those Queens hit on him. He's going to use the Phoenix probably. Oh, no. He's going to use the Graviton. I love when
Queens hit on me.
You should have used the Graviton beam there, but he ran out of energy, didn't have the energy for it. So he actually sacked a Void Ray. And it's got to be said, he could be doing more with those Void Rays.
Yeah, he could, but honestly, he's doing all he needs to. He's keeping the Zerg back in his base, keeping that drone count pretty even, and he's using this harass to set up his own 3rd. So White Rot is still in a pretty good position here, still chrono boosting out Phoenixes, it looks like, although getting some more Void Rays.
The workers killed. They're actually even on workers killed, but units killed. Slight advantage actually to Dra at this point. We see he's got Hydralisks now as well as the Roaches that you mentioned on the Roach Warren. Those aren't really going to play a huge part unless he gets to the wall and starts attacking the wall at this point. And we see Ra really not doing too much. He's going to get a Robotics Bay. So we could see some Colossus later on here. He's also coming with an Immortal. So we could be switching to ground here.
Yeah, that's a really classic play, actually, to force the early Hydralisks from a Zerg player and then just tech switch immediately into Colossi and just destroy them. So we'll see if that plays out for him as well as he wants it to. But these Roaches might be a little dangerous, ironically, but he is getting out some Immortals, so he might be able to deal with those. But he might have invested too much in these Phoenixes, to be honest.
They're in the Ventral Sacs now. If you take a look at these 2 Overlords coming up towards this mineral line just south of Ra's main, and there are 7 Roaches in there, and it looks like he's gonna drop them right on the mineral line. And that would be a great play because there's nothing back there really for them to deal with other than a couple of warp gates. But he wouldn't have enough to warp in to deal with 7 Roaches, I don't think.
Oh god, he's loading up all of his units.
They're all
Is he going to drop all of his units?
And they're going to attack this Robotics Bay. Those Roaches are on the Robotics Bay, and he has to see this. Rod definitely sees this, but all he has is he's bringing back his army. He's got a Colossus up. He really needs to get over there, but he drops them in the natural as well, and the Colossus getting absolutely just manhandled. The Void Rays, though, aren't going to be able to be attacked by the Roaches, so he can kill all the Hydralisks. He is in good stead right now. The Phoenix is getting all over those Overlords and really going to supply cap Dra right now. But it looks like these Roaches are just having at it. Good Colossus micro there, getting that Colossus away and dealing with those Roaches. So he's actually, looks like he's going to be okay at this natural. And as for his main, though, that's not looking so hot. Those 7 roaches are still there. They've dealt with pretty much the entire probe line. If we look at workers killed right now, he's killed 38 workers, and so DuckloadRa is at a serious disadvantage right now. He is missing a ton of workers.
Oh my god, next is going to go down in his main if he doesn't do something about this real quick.
Well, he just barely saved it. Just barely saved it, but here comes more at the natural, and Hydralisk galore here this time. You got to be careful with these things. He's doing a good job keeping those overlords, the Colossus rather, at range. He's got 1 Colossus, only got 2 health. He's done a pretty good job saving that one. And he's holding here just barely, but Dra is doing a fantastic job with pressure on here right now. And while Ducklo has been able to stop the advance and actually also get another expansion, he is definitely at disadvantage. Take a look real quick at the workers kill tab again. He's down 46 now at this point, and that is a serious disadvantage.
Yeah, you can see on the income tab here a 71 harvester, 75 and growing over 35. He's got double the harvesters. I don't see him really being able to come back from this economically, and I don't see him having the army to push out and really end the game right now. He does have a couple colossi, but here we can see on the production tab that Idra is coming out with a massive amount of corruptors, and that is just going to be
deadly.
Days end for these colossi.
And a major problem also is actually, if you take a look, Ra has lost his robotics facility. He's rebuilding it right now behind his main's mineral line, and so right now he can't even use these 2 robotics facilities he's got at his natural to pump out more colossi. So he's really in trouble here. He's got to rely on these tier 1 units that he has at his gate to deal with that. If we take a look really quick at his stalkers, you see he's actually Duckload has actually gotten upgrades on his level 1 attack. But right now it's not going to be enough. We see another force coming in here from Dra with some corruptors and some roaches, and it looks like he's going to be heading either for that wall or just sort of scouting around seeing if there's another expansion. He's right to do so because Duckload obviously had a huge mineral disadvantage and was pretty much forced to expand. And if we take a look, I don't know if he has seen this this 3rd expansion, and he's heading towards it right now with these roaches. There is only 1 photon cannon here, and yeah, Dra just railing that. So we see here comes Duckload with these colossi, and Dra sets them up perfectly with these corruptors. He's flanking them like crazy, and he kills both of them in quick succession. Now,
unbelievable.
That's a great move. And we see that those roaches getting destroyed, but he got both those colossi. And while Duckload now does have his robotics facility, it's going to take him a little bit to resupply those colossi, particularly when he's at such a disadvantage in terms of workers. Take a real quick look at the workers killed. He's killed 54 workers at this point, and that is just unreal.
Yeah, that is just unbelievable, and I honestly don't see White Rock coming back from this. He's just starting to get his thermal lance upgrade, which he really needed a long time ago, and he's got 1-1 on his ground forces, actually 1-2 now on Hydralisk.
We really
and
haven't
his roaches,
actually looked at Dra's expansions either during this game because he's been on the defensive level. Look, God, here's another drop coming in right as I try to look at that.
Oh, it's a massive drop.
Huge
Attempted
drop.
Force fields, but it's not enough. These corruptors are just sitting AFK on top of it all.
He's done a good job protecting his immortal, though. Kept that at range from the Hydralisk and the roaches, although they do eventually get it. But he's doing a decent job defending. The thing is Dra, as I was mentioning before, that drop came in, now has 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 expansions to DuckloadRa's 3, and as well as obviously as we talked about the worker advantage. So he's definitely getting more out of them than Ra is at his 3. So in terms of map control, Ra's got a huge advantage. And here we see another drop coming in. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 13,
Look
15,
at all
14.
He's got 14 corruptors in front in case he happens to get these colossi on time, but it doesn't look like he is. These hydras are coming. He's going to start melting away these stalkers. He's corrupting them from above to make them take increased damage, and there's just nothing White Rock can do about this.
He really can't. I wouldn't be too surprised if he's just going to GG, and that is a fantastic game from or Idra, if we're going to call him that, whatever his name is. He did a fantastic job there, and I was interested actually, Rum, that he didn't choose to use any of those corruptors as broodlords. We've seen it in a couple of games, broodlords being very effective. And as soon as those colossus were gone, I personally would have done it, but I'm not as good as either of these guys, so goes to show me.
Yeah, it looks like he was getting his infestation pit and he was going for hive, so I think he was going to start morphing those into broodlords, but he just raped him so fast he didn't even need them. So
yeah, exactly. So
that's how the big dogs roll.
It's a win for the Zerg player today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this cast. For the Contraband Esports Network, I am Kuze alongside Octopus Rum, and thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next time.